Hey, good morning. Welcome to Southwest Flavor. Happy Thursday to everyone. We have a full lineup this morning with Will Pena and Christopher DeSimone. Welcome.
Is this thing on?
Yeah. we chained him to the table so he couldn't leave.
Yeah, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Chris DeSimone.
Legend in my own mind, my friends.
That's what we all are.
Right.
That's my new promo graphic.
I saw that this morning.
It's all real.
Yeah. I was wondering,
real if you make it real.
Did Chris approve this?
Absolutely. Yeah. Chris did it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Very good.
Very nice.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. We had a little guest
last minute reschedule.
Happens
all the time.
I guess. Yes, it does.
So he was a real basketball player.
Yeah, he is, and he will come on a future show.
Luke Champion.
Yeah, he was a walk-on for the last 2 years at U of A. So really good kid.
I never heard of him.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, he was at the end of the bench. So,
well, still,
he doesn't get any of the glory.
Well, he wore the uniform.
He wore the uniform. You know, he's there in practice every day, doing all the hard stuff.
It's like Rudy.
Yeah. Like being on the practice squad of an NFL team.
Yeah. What's he doing now?
I'm not sure.
We're going to find out.
We're going to find out, yeah. But we have to wait another week.
We'll be just fine.
Yeah.
So what's going on in your world, Chris?
Taking up macrame.
You're going to love it. You're going to love it.
For me, it's been so exciting, this whole live the dream thing, right? And then my goal is as part of what we're all cooking here and building for this part of town, I'm going to fill out my paperwork to run for Oro Valley government and hopefully have an event in September.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Announcing and launching.
That is coming up pretty quick.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Got to start early. Want to get going. I want to get signatures out of the way so I can get going on the campaign work and knock on doors now. Go early.
Yeah. Well, you don't want people to go to the ballot box and they don't know who you are. I mean, you need to get that name out and be recognized.
What I've learned about name ID when it comes to campaigns, because we all have our self-perception.
Sure.
Whatever that is, subtract 90%.
Right. Yep.
That's more accurate.
Yeah.
Is my belief. And so I got a good team of humans that are coming together. They're going to help me do all this, and
wow, you found a team of humans?
I know, and I'm going to be, and I know I'm going to be a monster on the campaign trail.
Okay, very good.
Right.
I bet not just national but local. I bet most people don't even know their representatives. They can't name them. I remember, I think it was David Letterman that used to do the out on the street, and he's like, "Hey, who's the vice president?" They're like, I don't know.
It might be a fun Southwest Flavor wake-up joint operation.
Yeah.
So what we do is when the weather gets cooler, we're going to go to Naranja Park in Oro Valley.
Okay.
And we're going to give out, I don't know, we'll give out some little thing if they get any of it right.
Yeah.
Right? But we'll literally say, free prize, you have to answer 3 questions.
There you go. Yeah.
Name one Oro Valley council person.
Right.
Name your Pena County supervisor, and who's the governor of the state of Arizona.
No, there you go.
Or even your congressional representative.
Yeah.
If you name one of them, we will give you something. It could be a granola bar, could be something.
Yeah.
And we put it on video. And you're going to see.
That would be great.
No one knows nothing.
No.
Yeah. Steve Christie's my guy.
Wow, you're driving all the way over here.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Ron pays my gas.
That's when our friend Joe Higgins ran for Pima County supervisor. So first of all, no one knew what a supervisor was when he was knocking on doors.
Right.
But then he would also say they'd always want to get into. They didn't know of course, they didn't know who the supervisor was.
Right.
And they don't know what it did, so they would get him into drag out not arguments, but debates about Israel Palestine. He's
wow.
I'm just the Pima County supervisor.
Yeah.
Right. We're not doing that as part of our job responsibilities. So the education of people on this is always going to be part of it.
Right.
So, but looking forward to it, and it's something I've talked about for years.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
But the FCC on radio always made that difficult.
Yeah.
So now that I'm not on the FCC, I am unfettered to do such
and
things.
I love your plan because you've talked about it a couple of times, just being out there in the public, door knocking, being out at the parks, being at different meetings.
Oh, I'm going to have a table set up at the corner of Naranja Park. This is Meet Your Oro Valley Candidate.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
Just ask me. It literally will say, "Ask me anything."
Yeah,
I can roll with anybody. So, and have a big cooler of water.
There you go. Yeah,
right. And
giving out water in Tucson is always a plus.
If I could find a company in Tucson that made cookies that could have my logo on it,
we'll work on that. We'll work on that.
I know a guy who knows a guy.
So that's going on, and then helping grow the company here and working with Dave and Clint and you and everyone has been really fun, really great. We, Clint, I always like to, I tease Clint with the making history thing.
Yeah.
But he's right in a lot of ways. No one's kind of doing some of the things the way we're doing it.
Right. Exactly. There's a lot of podcasts out there, but there's not really any live podcasts out there, especially a live show every weekday for 3 hours a day.
Yeah. No, Dave's looked for it.
Yeah.
We can't find it.
Right.
We're the only masochists doing such things like this. But it's fun. It's timely.
Yeah.
Right. So we've just been making fun of the Arizona Daily Star, how they're printed in Las Vegas now.
Right.
Yeah.
That is untimely.
Yeah. But for years, like you've said on the show before, they don't even have local writers. They're just grabbing stories from the AP.
Correct.
And
they have a few.
Yeah, they have a few.
Right. If they didn't have University of Arizona sports, they'd have nothing.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
I think probably Bruce Pascal's still there, and maybe a couple of the other guys.
Is Greg still doing a column?
He might still be doing the Sunday column.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the hot thing in this town that everyone can agree on.
Yeah.
U of A sports.
Yeah.
So, but I did play basketball. If you want to hear basketball story,
I do. I really do. Yeah. Let's see. You're probably a power forward or a center.
Power forward. Absolutely. Yeah. I was a number 4, as we say in the world of. I played in New York. I was. I made the top 100 basketball players in my county, which has 2 million people in it.
Okay.
And I was. I could also pass and ball handle very well for my size.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
that's important. Yeah.
I was like I would say my junior year, I was probably 15 points, 10 bounds, 10 to 12 bounds a game, and then probably 6 to 8 assists. I was the glue.
There you go. And back when the three of us were young, the big men really didn't step out and shoot the threes.
Nope. So the threes was just coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is the 80s.
Yeah.
So late 80s for me. My brother Joe I was a good 12-foot jumper.
Okay.
My brother Joe could light it up from anywhere.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was taller than me. Joe's 6'4", but Joe could light it up from anywhere on the court. And we had bad coaches in high school. I had a coach that basically would watch ESPN the night before, and that's an interesting defensive or offensive way of doing things, and he would change everything we were doing on like a dime because he saw it on ESPN that day.
So no continuity.
Right. And then I don't mind adjusting, but it was like changing every 5 days.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you can't doing it that often. You can't do anything well.
Right.
And he's like, geez, the offensive flow, you guys, just sucked. And you're like, I know. So actually, in my junior year, I walked out on my coach.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I had enough.
Yeah.
He was just made no sense to me. And I literally did the quiet in the middle of practice.
Oh.
I went, all right.
We're done here. Yeah.
God bless. I'm leaving. And just got my stuff. And he yelled at me the entire way out. You couldn't believe I was doing this.
Oh, wow.
Because the way it worked is we had a big gym that had 3 courts, right? And then during game time, the bleachers would come out and block out that kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So we had 3 courts. So it was JV, varsity in the middle, and then the girls' team was here. And then we had another gym that had the freshman teams practicing.
Okay.
And I remember just I'm doing this on TV. Sure. And then just walking, getting my stuff. And I said, good luck the rest of the season, everybody. And he yelled at me. I said, look, I'm done with you, man. Can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
You've lost me. You've lost the plot, as we say. And I just left. And then literally, it's really interesting. So I was a very good student. I was an honor society, varsity baseball, basketball player kind of thing. I never got called to the principal's office, ever, except the day after.
Really? Okay.
And so I'm in the cafeteria. There's 300 kids in the cafeteria, and they hear, Chris DeSimone to the principal's office, right? And the whole place went, oh! They couldn't believe it.
Right.
And they're all giving me harassment, which was great. They're like, oh, man, what did you do?
Right. It's about time.
Right. Thank you.
They finally got him.
It's like Bin Laden. We got him.
Right.
We finally got the bastard, right? And so I didn't know. I wasn't even thinking.
Yeah. You're already done with it. Yeah, you're moving on with your life.
I didn't curse at him.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything bad. I just said, I'm done.
Yeah.
Right? And I love how we're doing DeSimone's has been. This is fun though. All right. So what happened was I'm thinking, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. And I get into the principal's office, and it's my vice principal for my grade and the athletic director.
Okay.
And I've known the athletic director for years, and I go, hi. Hey, we got to talk about this horrible thing you did yesterday. What'd I do? You disrespected your coach. And then I thought, I said, the guy's been here a year. I said, I've been here busting my ass for this school district for years. Right? I've been putting in all the hard time.
Yeah.
Right? I said, have you ever had, I go, look, the whole cafeteria went nuts because I got called to the principal's office. Because I'm a decent citizen, right? Yeah. I'm an honor society guy, right? So I'm kicking ass on the academics, and I was a varsity basketball player when I was sophomore.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right? So I go, what do you want from me? I said, I didn't hire him.
No.
But what's funny is my buddy Joe I've known since kindergarten. Still friends to this day. He's in my D&D group that we play. We just saw each other 5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay. And I said to him before I left the cafeteria, in those days a payphone cost a dime.
I remember that.
I remember.
Yeah.
I gave Joe a dime. I knew my dad, his off day was Tuesday from the market that he was a part owner in a wholesale food import business in Brooklyn. I said, give my dad a call. Tell him I'm going to the principal's office. There's something stupid going on here.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. So what happened was he did. So what happened was knock on the door as I'm having this discussion, and my dad comes in. And he just goes, Chris, good morning. Go back to class. And I left. And then my dad took care of it.
Yeah.
And I never heard of it again.
How tall is your dad?
He's about my size. Yeah.
Okay.
We were similar. I take very much closer to my dad.
Yeah.
So Joe takes a little closer to my mom's side of the family, a little taller kind of thing. I'm not, when I took my wife to my cousin's wedding in New York, I was the short guy.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I'm 6'2.5".
Yeah.
I'm the short guy.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Well, I'm glad I got to share this with you guys.
Yeah, we will do it again.
I try to give you a basketball story to fill in for Luke Champion. He'll be way better than me next week.
Well.
So, and I can't wait. We're going to be doing chili cheeseburgers on the 29th.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
So
chili cheeseburgers.
Green chili cheeseburgers.
Green chili cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
So our friend Dan Bryce, he owns Bryce Chili Farms in St. David.
Okay.
And he literally grows hatch chilies in St. David. He actually even confabs with them on what kind of seeds they use. And
oh, really?
He's really into it.
Okay.
So every September, you don't have to go to Hatch. You just go. He's got the big trees, and he's roasting chilies. So our friend Dr. Neil, who's friends with Dan, he said, "Hey, I'll talk to Dan. We'll do a Food Friday, but we'll do it the Friday of Labor Day. Right. And what's going to happen is he's going to be roasting chilies in the parking lot, and then me, Ron, and CJ Ham are going to be cooking cheeseburgers." And we're just going to have a green chili cheeseburger Labor Day Friday breakfast. It's a winner.
I'm so here. I am
better
so
be
here. Yeah.
And we're not paying your gas for that one, so you're going to just show the hell up.
Ron, we're gonna need to talk about right. We need to renegotiate this contract for that one.
Thanks for having me. I got to get to an appointment.
Thank you.
Man.
Appreciate
You guys
it.
have a great Southwest flavor, as
will.
the kids say.
We will. Let's go to a sponsor break. We will be right back in a couple minutes with Southwest Flavor.
Beautiful.
I've had water and mold damage in my house twice. Both times I freaked out, but I called Steamy Concepts right away. If anyone tries to tell you to use someone else, just say no way and call Steamy today.
About a year ago, we had a flood in our kitchen, and we didn't think to call anyone else but Steamy Concepts. They were very professional, and we really enjoyed working with Steamy Concepts.
Steamy Concepts accepts all homeowners insurance. Call Steamy today or go to steamyconcepts.com.
Therapeutic Ranch for Animals and Kids is an inclusive community empowered and united by the strength of the human-animal bond.
It taught me responsibility. It taught me kindness and social interaction.
We have programs for every member of our community.
I love track because I have 2 daughters. We come out here and get all of our energy out.
Track is my home away from home.
You can make a donation or even become a monthly donor.
Thank you for supporting Track, Tucson's Ranch. We hope to see you here soon.
It's July and we're celebrating Independence Day all month. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing wants to buy your old air conditioning unit. For the month of July, we will buy back your old AC unit for $1,776 with the purchase and installation of a new air conditioning system. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, keeping you cool all summer long. Call us at 520-492-0748 or picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Estrella Insurance on Irvington Road will help you with all your insurance needs. If you feel like you have a hard case due to a moving violation, a DUI, a suspended license or a car accident, contact us and come to Estrella Insurance on Irvington Road and get a quote today. Open late hours y hablamos español. Estrella Insurance, an agency you can trust.
Looking for a delicious meal or a place to cater your next event? Visit Tucson Tamale Market, located at 7286 North Oracle Road. They're a family-friendly restaurant and market offering authentic tamales and local products. Don't miss out on their summer bi-weekly specials. Try a new $10.99 meal special every couple of weeks. During the summer, enjoy their gift card special. Buy $50 of gift cards for only $40. Stop by and see what's new at Tucson Tamale Market.
In Marana, community isn't just where we live, it's who we are. And at the heart of it all is the Marana Chamber of Commerce. We are building a thriving community through connected business leadership. We start the month bright and early with Marana Mornings, sparking real conversations and connections. We celebrate growing networks at our 4th Tuesday mixers, hosted in exciting spaces. We unite visionaries and leaders at Impact Marana, driving meaningful progress together. We look ahead with Marana Insights, hearing directly from regional voices about what's next for our town. And we serve, through the passion of our board of directors and ambassadors, creating a culture of belonging through service and leadership. Because of our members, we're not just doing more, we're becoming more. Together, we're shaping the future of Marana. We are the Marana Chamber of Commerce.
You're listening to the Live the Dream Media Network, Arizona's premier live podcast studio and online radio.
All right, welcome back. How you doing there, Will?
I'm doing just fine.
Fighting a little bit with your headset there?
The headset did not want to cooperate. Yeah,
I think it's just that kind of a morning.
It's been. I hear it's been that kind of a week.
Yeah. We've had some guest miscommunications and stuff like that. So we were talking about before the show that we just had to kind of roll with the punches.
Yeah, I think that is actually the theme of this segment, right?
Yeah,
roll with the punches.
Roll with the punches. And you and I,
David's rolling away.
You and I know better than anyone, being business owners, that you have to roll with the punches. I mean, you go into work and a lot of times you don't know what to expect.
Well, you could have the whole day, the whole week planned out.
Oh, of course.
You do. You have to have it planned out,
Yeah.
right? But very rarely does it go as planned.
No.
It's always one of those things where you have to adjust and adjust and adjust, because once you adjust one thing, it throws everything else off as well.
Yeah.
So,
You're right.
So yeah, it's business owners.
Especially if you have to run across town or whatever, and then all of a sudden that takes 2 hours out of the middle of your day that you were supposed to be doing something else, and then you have to adjust and figure out, either push things back, stay at work later, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as a podcast host, it rolls right into this as well.
It does. And just for everyone to just think about it a little bit. I mean, these are live shows. These are live podcasts. So when we are, what we're doing here for you in front of the camera is live. So if a guest doesn't show up, or they're late, they're stuck in traffic, whatever it is, we have, the show must go on.
Yeah, I know. I remember my first show when coming here with you.
Yeah.
And I just barely made it on time because there was an accident on the freeway.
Yeah. And you have that long freeway drive.
Yeah.
So anything can happen between your house and here.
Right. So I've learned to leave really early now, which is, pretty much why I get here.
Yeah.
Pretty early.
You and I get here about the same time, except I have a tenth of the way to go.
Right. Yeah. You can probably, you're like a drive and a pitching iron from there.
Yeah, pretty much.
From here, I'm like a par 104. Yeah. But no, go ahead.
I was going to say, I used to be in a business group about 10 years ago. And one of the older guys, he was actually older than me. One of the older guys that was in the group, he told me something, and I remembered it, and I actually started doing it. He said, don't fill your day up every day. If you have a 10-hour day, don't schedule all 10 hours.
Right.
Schedule 80% of it, because stuff's going to happen during the day where you need to adjust.
Right.
And so if you have that little buffer in there, then you can
yeah.
figure things out. So I just started doing that, because I used to have my whole day scheduled, minute to minute, everything.
Yeah, well, with me and being in the insurance business, it's one of those things where, things change, and we have appointments with people coming in, but, if I have a 3:00 appointment for somebody coming in, but I get a phone call at 2:45 who somebody's calling in and wants a quote for a large policy, and it's going to take a while, it throws that off.
Sure.
So yeah, it's one of those things where, you kind of just talk to the clients, and most of them are understanding.
Yeah.
But it's definitely rolling with the punches.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the insurance world. What is there anything new in the insurance world? I know you told me for home insurance that the policies, not the policies, the carriers are just getting more and more strict.
Nothing more exciting than talking about insurance, right? Yeah, it is. It's tough. Homeowners right now it's really tough to write, and most agents, would agree. I've spoken, we speak a lot to each other, especially about homes, just because, in the past, maybe 5-6 years ago, an insurance company, you had one claim, two claims, you'd still be okay. Third claim, they're probably dropping you.
Yeah.
Now you got one claim and they're dropping you.
Yeah, that's scary.
Right, and it's really hard to transfer them or rewrite them with a different company with a claim.
Yeah,
it's just
because they're just looking at that history. They're saying, "Oh, this guy's already had a claim.
Yeah,
had a water claim or a roof claim or a fire claim."
And what bugs me the most about it is most people will file the claim before talking to their agent. Because I've had a few clients make a claim. I always try to give them $1,000 deductible just to deter them from making any small claims.
Sure.
But, a $2,000 claim, $3,000 claim, you don't want to make that claim.
No, you don't. It's not worth it.
No, because how it's going to affect you later on. Either at renewal or in the current policy getting dropped.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to you earlier about last July when we had that huge storm and it ripped up trees and, ripped up roofs. And my son had some roof damage. He didn't have any water damage from the rain, but he had roof damage. And him and I looked at the roof the next day and I'm like, this really isn't worth a claim. You and I can fix this over the weekend.
Yeah.
And we did.
Yeah.
You know, because it wouldn't have been worth filing a claim.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. And, you know, it's just hard to, and people don't understand that. Well, that's what insurance is for.
Yeah.
Well, I realize that, but.
Insurance is more for catastrophe.
Right.
Yeah. If your whole roof gets pulled off or whatever.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're there to make you whole again.
Exactly.
But, you know.
Or a tree falls on your house.
Right,
or
you know, but
something.
if you can afford to make yourself whole, you're better off, you know, doing it yourself or paying for it yourself than making a claim right now. So, So, yeah, it's tough, you know. There's a lot more underwriting that's going on at our level. Because, you know, in the past, we've been able to write the policy and not worry about it. We'll let the insurance company do the underwriting and go and look at the house. But now they're scrutinizing a lot more. So now on our end, it's taking more time to write that.
Oh, wow.
Because now I'm either having to...
Do you have to go out and take some pictures and stuff?
If it gets to that, If first thing we do is like we'll go and do the Google search.
Okay.
Google Photos, Google, you know, satellite type stuff and look to see what's on there. And I can right away spot things like, you know, whether they have too much clutter in the yard, whether, you know,
overgrown vegetation,
absolutely,
stuff like that.
If there's any type of trees or anything that's hanging over the roof, touching the roof, you know, right away I'll tell them that needs to be cut.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm going to need to take photos of that. And even at that point, you know, we'll submit it to underwriting, and they'll still come back with, oh, we need a roof exclusion because it looks like, you know, the roof is bad. So then I'll have to go out there and take pictures of it myself. And, you know, because again, most of the companies are relying on those Google images that they're looking at.
How new are the images?
That's the point right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I had one client who lives in Casa Grande, and a tract home, probably about 15-year-old home.
Yeah.
And they had just had their roof replaced.
Okay.
You know, like 3 years prior.
Right.
But they had the photos were like 5 years old on there, and it looked like there was missing some tile shingles on there, though.
Right.
And so they were right away wanting to cancel the policy.
Yeah.
You know, so I had to drive to Casa Grande, get up on a ladder and start snapping pictures and send that into them. And finally they were like, okay, you know, we're good.
Yeah. I've looked at my house before on Google Maps and stuff, and I'm like, hey, I don't own that truck anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, sometimes they're 2, 3, 5 years old, you know, the satellite images.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we should go on Chinese website. They probably have all the images of our, those weather balloons or whatever.
Yeah. David, you there?
I am, gents. How are you?
Wow, we're doing awesome.
We're doing well.
Awesome.
We're doing well.
So we're talking about exciting stuff right now with with homeowners insurance.
Yeah, that's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine, especially with all the different, you know, events going on, fires.
Yeah.
Weather stuff.
Fires, floods, hurricanes, tornadoes. I mean, none of that stuff happens here, but we pay for it.
Right, and that's the funny thing, because a lot of my clients, and they're like, oh, all those fires and flooding and stuff that's going on in California, you know, sucks for them. I'm like, sucks for all of us, because we're going to pay for that.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, everybody pays for that, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy. No.
Yeah.
And we were also talking about rolling with the punches, and I'm sure, you know, I mean, you know, because you're a former police officer, but also just building this, you know, company, Live the Dream. Yeah. I'm sure that you have almost daily rolling with the punches too.
Yeah. Well, hey, I just want to say, first off, I'm honored to be a business owner like you two gents. I know you guys have been in business a lot longer than I have, and I'm pretty much a baby compared to what you guys have done. And it's cool. And other things too is I get to learn from you guys. Like I know, Ron, I expressed to you, I saw how you were like listing priority things that need to happen every day, and you work through that list. And if something doesn't get done, then you're not able to get to it. You move it to the next day, and you have it ready for that next.
Right.
And, I've incorporated that a lot in my day-to-day, and it's made a huge impact, and it's actually allowed more time for me to focus on new ideas and new ways of doing system stuff and processes. Cool. So it's opened up, you know, things, especially with AI too, that's helped.
Yeah. I've always been a list guy.
Yes. Yeah. You know,
I like it because I get really good satisfaction from getting things done.
Yeah, I think that comes from back in our Walgreens days.
It probably does. But if I have a list of 10 things, I'm like, I have to get these 10 things done. These are the priority things. There might be 20 things on the list, but these 10 have to get done today, and it's achievable.
Right.
And when I start crossing them off, I feel good.
Yeah.
When I was an assistant, before I was the store manager and able to make the list myself, when you're assistant, you go in and first thing you do is you go and you look for the list.
You
right?
look
Where's
at the list, yeah.
And my challenge was always, all right, let's knock everything off on this list so that we can do what we want. I can work on what I want to work on.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. And it's really, it does feel good. Just, you got 10, 15 items on that list and just, you mark them off and all right, you're done. And, now you can work on whatever you want. So,
Right.
Yeah. And the same thing now, again, I make a daily list as well of things that I need to do, things that I need my office manager to do. And, once those are checked off, then it's a
you
little
can go
bit,
to your secondary list.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was a huge help because I always felt like mentally strong where I could remember a lot of things that I needed to do. And then, I would add them to the calendar and different things, and I was like, I'm pretty confident in it. And then we just hit like this next level of business that started coming in, and that like quickly fell apart.
Yeah,
like,
you're not going to remember. No.
Yeah.
Well, your mind gets a little bit more clouded when you get older. So you do. I mean, there's. As I always tell my wife, something's got to leave for something new to come in.
Right.
It's
like a hard drive.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So it's. Yeah, it is tougher. The older we get,
it is
to try to remember everything.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So how about you, Tony? How do you handle it? Oh, David. Sorry.
Tony. Oh, the intern. Yeah, he just left. He set you guys up.
He's gone. Okay.
So how do I handle? You know what, you guys, you preached it. You said, flexibility and being able to pivot on the fly. We had that happen this morning. True transparency. I got a phone call. We had an issue 10 minutes before when the show was Chris's show was supposed to start. Someone wasn't going to be able to make it. So, I quickly just threw on clothes and jetted down here as fast as I could. I think we made it 6 minutes. We were 6 minutes late on our deploying of the stream.
Okay.
But,
that's not too bad.
But you got to do it, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to make it happen. Yeah. There's no when you have ownership, there's no excuses, and if it's just pure accountability. And if something doesn't happen, it's on us. It's on the owner, and you can't blame anybody. It's just you either do it or you don't.
That's an owner's mindset too.
Yeah,
that it has to happen.
Yeah,
we got to get it done.
Yeah, you're right, and and just the level of accountability of an owner, like every now and then something doesn't work out the way it does. We've had, just this week we had a conversation with one of our clients, and something didn't pan out the way we wanted it to with some of their input. And we explained why, and we fixed it on the phone together. You know what I mean? But you got to do that. Like, hey, you have to take the time to own that. So, and that's another great thing about it too, is you get to increase the value of those relationships.
Oh yeah,
with it as opposed to just coming in, clocking in, jetting out. Getting whatever is done. So
right.
But this world is not for the weak.
No.
It's not. You're talking to a former police officer,
right?
And
exactly.
I worked in the prison before that,
yeah.
And I can sit here and tell you, gents, I'm starting to understand how hard it can be.
Yeah.
But you said something too, Ron, where you were talking about the group you were in, and that's been a huge asset as well, as having a real good core group.
Oh yeah,
with you. And I see what Live the Dream Media is doing, and the team and everybody involved. And it's like we've formed a group just that's like that. Like we come in and we do shows, and we're coming up with ideas, and we're the coolest thing is like, hey, we're gonna do a green chili cook-off or a green chili burger cook or something.
Right.
We're gonna do
for
an
breakfast.
Yeah. And another thing that came up, we're gonna do a podcast masterclass here in the venue area. We're gonna have a whole full day teaching masterclass session for folks to come and learn about what we're doing, how we're doing it, and how they can get it started themselves.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah, but there's one thing that you can teach everybody in the world about everything. Like even you, Ron, and you, Will, insurance and HVAC and other stuff. but there's just this level of consistency that has to happen.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, none of it works. You know, you guys talk about how hard it is to do a show. Like you got, you came from radio.
Yeah.
And in both mediums, you have an ownership responsibility to make sure the show goes on, even if your guests don't show up.
Right.
So you have to be flexible, because all of us right now on the screen have experienced a guest not showing up for a show.
Yeah.
Even if it's last minute, or there's life happens, and
definitely
you got to be able to just jump in and handle business.
Right. Well, and part of being a business owner also is you have to be self-motivated, because no one's telling Will and I, hey, you got to go to work today. You don't have your boss calling you saying, hey, you have to be here at 8:00 sharp. We're the ones that go open the doors. We're the ones that, get that business up and running for the day.
You got to be a certain breed, man. I remember it was like my first day as the, CEO here, one of the co-founders, and a really bad storm had hit the night before. And, I could see a lot of people going, oh yeah, I'm going to start this new thing. I'm cool. You know what I mean? But, the floor was covered in water.
It seems like this Ina corridor gets a lot of bad storms during the summer, because I've been on Ina. I was on Ina like 10 years ago during a monsoon storm when all the power lines were coming down. They're actually falling down behind me as I was driving east on Ina.
Oh, man, if somebody had a camera on that, right? That would have been so cool.
Yeah. Clint has a crazy story about that day, but you know what? But you go back to like that mindset. I mopped the floors.
Yeah.
Sure. Somebody
take out the trash.
They're like, what'd you do on your first day? And I was like, well, I mopped the floor.
Right.
Right. You think it's cool, right? Yeah, you think you're and that's the social media bull crap we see. But yeah, ask Clint about that storm day. If I'm not mistaken, him and Tammy had to complete a huge cookie order that day. I'm talking thousands and thousands of cookies, and they had to get them out of here.
Wow.
But the power lines and everything were blocking all the egress points.
We were at a hair salon across the street it was right across the street, doing their air conditioning. And we got down because the storm was coming in, and we went inside the hair salon, and the water was coming down so bad that it started coming in their back door.
Ooh, yeah.
So we were helping them like sweep out the water and just try to keep it from flooding.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about this corridor. Even when I was working as law enforcement and I worked for Marana PD, it seemed like just this stretch here.
Yeah.
Just always, I don't know if it's like the storms form a certain way right here, but would always just get hammered.
Yeah. Like from Shannon to the freeway. That's corridor right here.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
It really is.
Yeah.
So,
well, let's take a sponsor break.
Let's do it.
And we will come back in a couple minutes with Southwest Flavor.
I've had water and mold damage in my house twice. Both times I freaked out, but I called Steamy Concepts right away. If anyone tries to tell you to use someone else, just say no way and call Steamy today.
About a year ago, we had a flood in our kitchen, and we didn't think to call anyone else but Steamy Concepts. They were very professional, and we really enjoyed working with Steamy Concepts.
Steamy Concepts accepts all homeowners insurance. Call Steamy today or go to steamyconcepts.com.
Therapeutic Ranch for Animals and Kids is an inclusive community empowered and united by the strength of the human-animal bond.
It taught me responsibility. It taught me kindness and social interaction.
We have programs for every member of our community.
I love track because I have 2 daughters. We come out here and get all of our energy out.
Track is my home away from home.
You can make a donation or even become a monthly donor.
Thank you for supporting Track, Tucson's Ranch. We hope to see you here soon.
Heat and air, we're in a state of disrepair.
It's July and we're celebrating Independence Day all month. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing wants to buy your old air conditioning unit. For the month of July, we will buy back your old AC unit for $1,776 with the purchase and installation of a new air conditioning system. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, keeping you cool all summer long. Call us at 520-492-0748 or picturerockschooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Stay Insurance on Irvington Road will help you with all your insurance needs. If you feel like you have a hard case due to a moving violation, a DUI, a suspended license or car accident, contact us and come to Estrella Insurance on Irvington Road and get a quote today. Open late hours y hablamos español. Estrella Insurance, an agency you can trust.
Looking for a delicious meal or a place to cater your next event? Visit Tucson Tamale Market, located at 7286 North Oracle Road. They're a family-friendly restaurant and market offering authentic tamales and local products. Don't miss out on their summer bi-weekly specials. Try a new $10.99 meal special every couple of weeks. During the summer, enjoy their gift card special. Buy $50 of gift cards for only $40. Stop by and see what's new at Tucson Tamale Market.
You're listening to the Live the Dream Media Network, Arizona's premier live podcast studio and online radio.
And welcome back to Southwest Flavor. I am here with my good friend Ron Arenas.
Hey, good morning.
And we also have David in the studio somewhere. Hey, there he is.
I am here. Hey.
He is back in the box.
He's the man in the box.
He is
running the show and hanging out with the gents.
Yep.
Awesome, man. Yeah. So we've been kind of just talking about stuff, right? Kind of all over the place. And just off air right now, we started talking a little bit about, today, July 31st, is again the last day for MLB trades. The trade deadline, as they say. Yeah. Right. And so we were talking about this trade that the Arizona Diamondbacks did with Suarez.
Right.
So, sending him over to Seattle or back to Seattle because that's who they got him from a few years ago.
Yeah, just in 23, right?
Right, so he's going back and Diamondbacks getting like 3 prospects.
Okay.
So it's obvious that they're going to start going into a kind of a rebuild.
Okay. Their season's pretty much over.
Yeah, I think trading him, I think they're pretty much calling it.
Do you think he was the best player? Their best player?
He was definitely their best player.
Okay.
Well, he was their hottest hitter. He was leading them in home runs and RBIs.
Okay.
So I mean they leveraged him.
Yeah.
And
well, sure.
Most teams do that are out of it and don't see that they have in their farm system, anything to kind of get them back in. They were just in the World Series a few years ago.
Yeah.
As we were talking earlier, with the Texas Rangers, and they unfortunately lost.
Yeah.
That championship to the Texas Rangers, but
this is probably a smart business move. I mean, that's basically what it is. I mean, it's a salary dump, but he was also at the top of his game, so he was at the top of his value.
Absolutely.
So they're selling high. And they're bringing in some younger prospects.
They brought in 3 top 10 prospects. The top, Seattle top 10 prospects.
Okay.
So
right.
Hopefully that's something that they could build on and start putting a good team together there. At the beginning of the season, they started off good.
Yeah, I think they started off pretty well.
Yeah, and but I'm a Dodger fan.
Yeah.
And so I was a little concerned at the beginning of the year, that these Diamondbacks here, they've got something and
right.
But as usual with the Diamondbacks, and David, you could chime in here on this. As usual with the Diamondbacks, they just seem to peter out.
Yeah, it's like that end of the season slump, or that last quarter, I guess you would say. It's just gassed. I had the opportunity to go to several games this year though with Clint, and there's some talent on that team, and it's a bummer to see what's happen. But we were talking off air. This is just the nature of the beast. It's the business.
Yeah, and it is business. It definitely. I mean,
at the end of the day, it's a sport, but it there's a lot of money.
There's a lot of money floating around there. Yeah.
And another aspect that I was thinking about last night with seeing all these, there's been a bunch of trades, but nothing big by anybody so far. There's been no really huge blockbusters. And
so is there any rumors or anything that someone's going to get traded?
No, not really.
Not really?
There's just,
okay.
There's just not. I mean, everybody, all the teams that are buyers right now, all the fans they're expecting something. Me as a Dodger fan, we've always been pretty big at the trade deadline.
Right.
But I mean, as a Dodger fan, I don't know. I mean, they're not playing great right now, but they already have a lot of talent on the team, and and going after a lot of, like trading somebody to get minor leaguers, prospects. Well, most of them are blocked right now with what they have on the field, with the long-term contracts.
Sure. So they wouldn't get the playing time.
Right. So, they need some pitching, but, one thing I was thinking about last night is, as fans, we're thinking, oh, we need to get rid of this guy. We need to trade him. We need to get this and this. But how does that affect the player? If you think about it,
the player getting traded away.
Yeah, I mean, I was seeing this morning, and I was kind of busy this morning doing other things, so I just had like ESPN on the TV on the side, and I was catching. There's a player that got traded mid-game, and it was a reliever.
Really?
Yeah. So you see him walking out of the bullpen from one team, and then walking across the field to go into their locker room and put on the other uniform and then go into the other pen. Yeah. So
I haven't heard of that before.
Yeah. Well, I've heard of in-game trades. But usually it's not, a relief pitcher going from, from bullpen to bullpen, with a change of uniform. I've seen it in the back where a player they're playing against that particular team. That player either gets pulled out of the game,
they get and then just shut down, right?
And shut down. They go to the locker room if they're playing that same team.
Yeah,
they go to the locker room. They get changed, and they go into the other team. Their new team.
Oh,
and then they end up in that other dugout, and they're seeing their former team right across. Yeah,
that'd be pretty strange.
Yeah, it is strange. But I mean, if you think about what the trades mean to the players, especially their families.
Yeah,
again, that's another move for them. I was thinking back to last year, Miguel Vargas for the Dodgers. Okay, Dodgers won the World Series last year. And it was kind of predicted to. They were winning, most of the season. Miguel Vargas, mid-season, gets traded to the last place.
Ooh.
The White Sox, who had a miserable year last year, just absolutely miserable year. And he gets traded over there for a pitcher, whatever they ended up getting.
Yeah.
But afterwards, you see pictures of him, highlights in playing with the White Sox, and there's a shot that I remember of him sitting by himself at the corner of a dugout. And he just looks so sad,
right?
Because you go from first to worst.
Yeah.
It's great when you go from worst to get traded to a first place team. But there's that other person that gets sent the other way, and
no one likes to lose,
right?
Even if you're getting paid the same, and these guys are making millions of dollars,
right?
You still don't want to lose,
right? And you want to be competitive, and you want, you want more, you want more playing time if you're a bench player,
right?
But at the same time, you don't want to go to a really bad team.
Yeah, you don't want to be the star of the team that's, the worst team in baseball or basketball or football or whatever.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Being that, it seems like you're that last player picked, on the playground, or something, So yeah, it's just.
I was reading an article this morning about one of Boston Celtics players, and when he was traded from San Antonio to Boston, his wife was 7 months pregnant.
Wow.
Yeah. So you talk about picking up your family, moving across the country, and that's a huge change. And it was mid-season; it was on the trade deadline,
right?
So it wasn't like it was during the off season where you're like, all right, well I have a couple weeks, I can get over there and look for houses and stuff. It's like, no, you have a game tomorrow, or you have a game in 2 days.
Right.
So
and what about that player that gets traded that's at the end of a contract?
Yeah.
So that player's getting traded to another city. He's got a family.
But you don't know if you're going to play after that contract.
Right. Yeah. The last 3 months of the season you're playing there. Do you leave your family behind?
Right. And go rent a house or something.
Rent a house or something and wait to see, or do you take them with you? It's it is, it's life altering for these players as well.
It is. I guess it depends a lot on how old your kids are,
right.
If they're in school already, stuff like that.
Yeah.
If your wife has a career of her own, she's going to stay put. But that could be really hard. Getting a call one day and saying, "Hey, you're moving 2,000 miles away, and you need to be over there tomorrow morning."
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not just it's not just sports that happens either. I mean,
Sure.
that happens in life.
Yeah.
Whether you're, I've known some being in the retail industry, some, upper management that don't have control of what city or where they're going to be in, and they get that call from corporate and say, "Hey, we need you in such and such city. That's where you're going."
Yeah.
And,
I mean, when you and I were in retail, they would move us around, but in the city.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember getting the call on a Friday afternoon and saying, because our new work week started on Saturday, and say, "Hey, tomorrow you're over at this store now."
Yeah.
So,
and just think, that was a huge change for us.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you think like, "Oh, man, I got to go no. I don't know what to expect there. I don't know the people there. I don't
which route am I going to take? How long is it going to take me to go across town?
In a grand scheme of things, that's so small considering what these pros are going through.
Those small adjustments that we had to make. But if someone told us, "Hey, you're working in Tucson today, but tomorrow you have to work in Seattle or New York or something."
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then being told, "But I don't know how long we're going to have you there."
Yeah.
You may just go for 3 or 4 months.
Right. Right. And then you got to renegotiate your contract, and we might not pick you up,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's a different world.
David, your thoughts on that?
Well, first off, you got a comment that came in. It says, "Being a native, I appreciate the local coverage of his perspective."
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That's
Thank
really
you.
Cool. From Rick Monier.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you, Rick.
Yeah.
We appreciate
it.
it.
Go, Rick. Thanks for
Yeah,
watching
thank you
and
for
listening.
watching.
Yeah.
David?
Baseball. Man, it's one of those sports that what's happening in Arizona right now with everything going on? What are we seeing? Are we seeing like a fire sale? Would you say, like, are we just
With the
seeing
Diamondbacks?
No.
the Diamondbacks?
No, I wouldn't say it's a fire sale because they don't have, in my opinion, they don't have enough
talent to
sell. Not like the Marlins did, many years back, where they won the World Series, and then
they
that
just
offseason they
dumped,
dumped everybody.
Right.
No, I mean they got rid of a key player, their best player, but it's not the first time. I mean, think about it. Goldie left them. I don't remember. I don't think he was traded. May have been a free agent when he left them. But some of their best players have, they've either let go or they've traded away.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, they're getting prospects this time for Suarez. So let's see what they do with them.
Hopefully they got some value.
Rick says, "Great scramble today. All hands on deck."
That's it. That's how we operate.
I want to ask you, gents. So, football season starting soon.
Yeah.
College football. We're just
Favorite time of the year.
Tonight is the Hall of Fame game, I believe,
That's right.
for the NFL.
That's
the
right.
First preseason. I'm so pumped. I can't. I'm a big football guy, so if you didn't know, but
yeah, the Chargers are playing, I believe, right?
Yeah, Chargers and I don't know the other team.
Yeah.
I should know. But
the L.A. Chargers.
I know. I was going to say San Diego.
College football. Recently the U of A moved to the Big 12.
Yeah.
And this, I gotta say, this year seems a little weird. I feel like it's been really quiet on the off season with these guys, and I am concerned.
Yeah,
I am genuinely concerned with this program, man. I really don't know what is going on, what they're doing. And you see a player of like Noah, and to see a fallback that bad last year.
Yeah.
And I want to be optimistic of it. But I kind of want to see your perspective on it and what you guys think is going to happen this year. I saw some of the first preseason rankings and they were not good, man.
No, I think they have us at like 4.5 wins, maybe. Something like that is what I saw.
Gave us a half, huh?
Yeah, they gave us a half. Yeah. It's their prediction.
Yeah.
But I don't think he brought in a lot of talent. It almost seems like next year's recruiting class has a lot more talent than what he brought in this year.
Mm-hmm.
He did bring in a lot of transfers that were juniors and seniors, so he has some older guys, but they're from smaller programs. So, but that could work. That could win him some games just from their being older and more mature and
more experience.
Be more experienced, yeah. So as long as they can all work together and get coached up, and they have new coordinators. All 3 coordinators are new.
All 3, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So, yeah, they could. I feel sorry for the quarterback because this is his 3rd year and it's his 3rd coordinator.
Yeah,
that's tough.
That's tough.
real rough.
So every year it's like, okay, we're going to do this scheme now. You need to learn these plays.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of what the game is turning into with all this NIL stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Even the coaches and players and coaches are all just jumping ship whenever there's a new
right. You're not throwing to the same guy for 4 years.
There's no there's really no loyalty.
No.
Unless it's in dollar bills. And it's
Now,
really
do you see that in the big schools as well?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, most
the
certainly.
Ohio States,
yeah.
Well, you know what? So it comes down to business to get name recognition and branding and culture and everything. I mean, those really well established programs are just going to continue to thrive because they also have more money.
They do.
Right.
They
way
do.
more money available, way more advertising opportunities for the players. Even any business that's involved in something is going to go. If you were going to pick between Arizona or Ohio State to pimp something, I think I think you'd probably choose Ohio State and not be afraid of the budget. But that's just kind of where we're at, and it's just weird. It's weird times, man.
It is.
I personally feel like the NCAA's got a problem.
Yeah, I would like to see them at least bring back where you have to sit for a year if you transfer.
Yeah.
Because some of these kids are transferring 4 times.
Yeah.
They're just going from school to school to school.
Yeah. And then, you're going to see that, like, you're going to have, I imagine in a couple of years, the NFL is going to be like, man, these guys that we're getting, they have no commitment here.
Yeah.
Even if they sign a contract, they're like, yeah, I'm just trying to get out. Really don't want to, you might have some development issues with team building.
Right.
And chemistry that it can be really problematic.
That's true.
Because at that level, that you think about teams like the New England Patriots and stuff like that. Those guys, they didn't have the most talented program per se, but they had an incredible chemistry and coaching.
Yeah,
and that came from years of working together, and they brought on some really talented players here and there, but for the most part, the core was like.
Yeah,
a lot of people are like, "Who's this? Who's this guy?"
Yeah, I mean, if you
work
think
at construction last week,
yeah, exactly.
If you think back to those those Patriots days, I mean, other than like the top 5 players, can you name any of the other the offensive linemen?
Not really.
No, it's that core group that that did that along with Belichick.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do have a key point there, David, because I remember like way back in the Lute Olson days. When his guys would go to the NBA, the NBA coaches knew, they're like, oh, this kid's going to be a well-disciplined kid because of the program that Lute Olson ran. They knew that coming out of Arizona, they knew what those kids were going to be about.
Yeah.
Or not kids, they were young men, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, we're old now. We can call them kids.
We can call them kids now.
Those kids.
Yeah.
They stay off my lawn.
But it was, as a program, most of them stayed for 3 or 4 years. They ran their system.
Right.
Yeah. And they were well disciplined. They did what they needed to do. And so that when it transitioned into the professionals,
right.
Yeah.
Then they had all those keys where a lot of other didn't.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
True. Hey, I just want to say something for your show today. Your Southwest Flavor, you guys do an awesome job of highlighting local business owners and leaders and people in the community. And this time of year is hard.
Yeah.
For a lot of folks in the business world, especially in the restaurant.
Especially the restaurants, yeah.
I want to say before I leave the camera screen here, take some time this weekend to go buy something local.
Yeah.
Like go get a local meal. Go eat.
Right.
Go eat from the Flavor here. Go support. Go help them pay that electric bill.
Yeah.
And pay the rent. Go somewhere and support. I know the Marana Chamber and Discover Marana's doing a program. Go join in on that.
So is Oro Valley.
In Oro Valley, yeah.
Yep.
Go do it.
Yeah.
Go
find a new place that you haven't been to. Maybe
Right.
you've passed by it a couple times and said, I wonder what that's about. Go have lunch there.
And shoot some photos and post a pic for them. Come on. It ain't that hard.
Ron and I enjoy going to all these restaurants that we've never been to before.
Yeah, right. We do. Yeah, but we do it on purpose too.
Right.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
We'll pick something and we'll just go try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for letting me join you guys.
All right.
I hope
Thank
you. Have a good day.
Thanks,
all right.
David.
Thanks. You too. All right, that is another episode of Southwest Flavor. Join us every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. We will see you next week.